All right, everybody,
Okay.
welcome to another episode of the SHIZCAST. Thank you very much for joining us and watching today. Today, our guest is Doovz. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend.
What's up, guys? I guess you guys know who I am, but I'm a terminal lance corporal right now. I'm in legal and separations in the Marine Corps. This is the vaccine mandate.
All right,
So,
so you're Terminal Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps,
rah.
and you've done all of your training. You're an actual Marine, is that right?
Yeah, I did the Crucible. I went to MCRD San Diego, Second Battalion Golf Company, and then I went to MCT. I'm a pogue bitch, but it is what it is. And I finished MCT. I got an NJP for assault. That's why I'm in legal. And then they asked us if there's not enough evidence for my case, so they were going to send me to MLS school in Missouri. And they asked me if I want to take the vaccine because I denied it in boot camp. And yeah, I've been here ever since. There's like 30 of us that are denying the vaccine. But in boot camp, I was the only person out of 300 kids in the company to deny the vaccine.
So did you never got the vaccine up to now?
No, I didn't get it at all. Still don't have it.
And are they gonna
My
try
pure
to
blood.
make you get it? Pure blood, nice. Same, by the way.
Yeah, they so in boot camp when I didn't get the vaccine, they gave me Superman hours of Firewatch, which Superman hours is 2 hours on, an hour off, 2 hours on, an hour off. And they do that up until the last 2 hours of the night. So you're on the last 2 hours and then you do the whole day. And they used to bring me down to the company commander's office with the first sergeant, and they just had me sit on the bench where all the drops go. And they used to just basically just intimidate me to get the vaccine, tell me that I'm gonna get kicked out of the Marine Corps, that they're gonna hold me on MCRD for forever, they're gonna make me a ghost and make me do like recruit shit, like sweep floors and do a bunch of other crap. And they said that they were gonna not make me like ever make it to the fleet or anything. And like they were withholding my food at some points, because when you're a Marine, they can fuck with you like Marines, so they can withhold your sleep and your food. So just inhumane shit.
Okay, so let me just get this straight. You're saying they withheld some of your sleep and your food, they harassed you and made fun of you and degraded you because you decided not to get the vaccine. And you're the only one
Yeah, that's
in your
correct.
group that didn't get the vaccine.
Right. So there was 2 times in boot camp where they were offering the shots. So there was the Johnson & Johnson, which was like, I think phase 2, if I can remember. And
Yeah.
that's before you go up north to Camp Pendleton. That's where I am now. And they had everyone, they brought us all in before formation. And they were like, there's a new mandate out. You have to get the vaccine or you'll be facing an NJP for denying Article 92. And I sat in the formation. I was kind of like chuckling to myself. I was like, yeah, this is all bullshit. And the corpsmen were all like, it's mandatory, it's mandatory. So I got in line and I filled out the damn COVID commie card. I was like, this is insane. Like, I never thought I was going to do this. So I'm in line, I'm like the third person in line. And I said to myself, I was like, I got to ask this question. So I asked the corpsman, I was like, are you sure it's mandatory? And they were like, it's not mandatory at this time. And I just got out of the line. I went back and sat down. And the corpsman was like, anyone that is denying the vaccine today has to go see the first sergeant. So it was like me and like 2 other kids, and those other 2 kids ended up cucking and getting the vaccine. And
Goddamn.
they were like, yeah, so I don't know if you know what IT is. It's just intense training, so they make you do like crunches and stuff. They like on Paris Island, they sugar cookie you, but in San Diego, they just make you do like just like crunches and sit ups in the dirt a lot. So it's kind of like the same, but not really for Paris Island. But yeah, I got IT'd a lot for not getting a vaccine. And then when we went up north, all the drill instructors would like talk shit and be like, oh, you want to be an individual because you want to get the vaccine? Because my whole theory on it is that they just obey orders their whole life, and they're just like, they're not prone to someone being like, oh, I don't want to take that, because I don't think they really know like the whole severity of like the vaccine, because it's totally different from the other ones that you get at boot camp. So
All right, so I want to fast forward a little bit, but I'm going to rewind back to this later because you were
okay,
mentioning about the Biden vaccine mandate, but that got totally denied by the federal judge
yeah,
yesterday
I heard
or
about that.
today. So,
So I don't know if they haven't said anything to us about that, because they've been telling us that we're not going to get leave if we're not vaccinated, and like you can't leave base for like Bravo Liberty. But if you have Charlie Liberty, you just go on Bravo. It's a simple trick.
but so they're going to still try to make you get the vax, but it's mandated. What were you talking about when you brought up the Biden vaccine mandate earlier today?
Oh, when all the drill instructors were telling us that there's a mandate that we have to get it.
Oh, so that's what you're talking about back when you first signed up, and then they were trying to get you to get it, right?
Yeah, that was so. I joined in boot camp was July 12th. I've only been in for like 6 or 7 months, which is
And
kind
you're
of sad. I
already
got
a
a merit
full
towards
ass
promotion.
Marine.
Yeah, yeah. Boot camp was only 3 months, and then you do the Crucible, you're a Marine, and then you earn the title, and then you learn the title at combat training. So I went to MCT, which is Marine Combat Training, which is the SOI School of Infantry West. So I was here on Camp Pendleton still, and then Lima Company is like the legal and separations holding platoon.
Hey man, you are fucking badass. Do you know that? You obviously know that.
I mean, not really, man. This kind of sucks, but I'm not cucking. I'm trying to hold the line as best I can. There's a lot of us though. I got one of my best friends in here. He dropped from RTC, which is a recon school. He's like 2 weeks away from graduating, and he didn't want to get the vaccine, so he dropped.
Is he can he come back or do something else?
Um,
What do you mean?
no. So
Wait,
once you deny the,
they
so
made
he's
it.
a RTT. He's a refusing to train because he didn't want to get the vaccine. I'm a RTV. I'm refused to vax because I finished all my trainings.
Oh, gotcha. And so, what are they gonna
Yeah,
do to you? Are they gonna do anything to you?
yeah. We're getting separated. So right now they're saying we're gonna get an honorable discharge, but they restarted our packets for separation. So I don't know if because they're like telling us a bunch of shit. I think they're just lying to us again because honestly that's all they've been doing. But the staff sergeant here is like he's really liberal. He has like both shots and he's got booster shots and he's constantly sick. It's pretty funny. But he's
Jesus.
like telling us that it's going up to higher ups for the package to get new signatures for 6105s and page 11s. So we he's been telling us we could get like break time and shit, but I don't believe that shit. It's total bullshit.
Damn. So they really want to honorably discharge you straight from the Marine Corps
For
just
not getting the
because you
vaccine.
didn't get the vax. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty wild.
What are your thoughts on that? Go off, but
I think
don't say
it's
anything too crazy.
uh,
But go
I
off
think
though.
I think it's a new world order, man. I mean, people are losing jobs left and right. You got people in the medical field losing jobs. You got just healthcare workers, fucking teachers. You they're talking about like travel passports. Like that shit's wild, man. Like I love Alex Jones, so Alex Jones never been wrong. It's just wild. Like you're gonna take away the military. Like there's so many of us that are leaving. Like not just here in Camp Pendleton, but like all over. And they're even like the Navy SEALs. The Navy SEAls are suing Biden over the vaccine. Like if that doesn't say something, then that's just people need to wake up, man.
So the Navy SEALs are suing Biden over the vaccine. I didn't know about that. Can you tell me more about that?
Um, yeah, I think you can look it up. I don't know what, I don't know if it's like a battalion that is or like a company. I don't know really a lot about the Navy SEALs, but I know that they are suing Biden over the mandate. So when I get out of here, I'm going to join the lawsuit to sue
Oh yeah, there
the
it
government
is.
about the vaccine.
Back on November 9th, which is actually my birthday. Sweet.
Oh,
You want me
that's
to read
awesome.
you want me to read this?
Yeah, if you want, yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's go ahead. A group of Navy SEALs filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration over its vaccine mandate, the latest to join the legal fight over what critics are calling unconstitutional government overreach. Dozens of SEALs, along with other Navy service members, joined in the lawsuit after the Department of Defense refused to grant them COVID-19 vaccination exemptions. With President Joe Biden's approval, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announced in August that all U.S. service members must be vaccinated. In quotes, the fact that the government has not granted a single religious exemption from the vaccine mandate.
They denied mine.
They denied yours? Jesus.
They denied mine.
They didn't. Alright, so they haven't granted a single religious exemption from the vaccine mandate.
Yeah,
So,
I know tons of Marines, and not one person has got a religious exemption. They've all been denied.
I mean, according to this article, same with the SEALs.
It's wild.
Shows that the Biden administration does not care about religious freedom, said Mike Berry, general counsel for the First Liberty Institute, the legal group representing the plaintiffs. Instead, in quotes, this appears to be an attempted ideological purge. After all, these elite warriors have done... I put a extra comment there. Let me go back. After all these elite warriors have done to defend our freedoms, the Navy is now threatening their careers, families, and finances. It's appalling, and it has to stop before any more harm is done to our national security. Okay. So the Navy SEALs are suing Biden for this vaccine mandate, which, let me find this other article, real quick. There's an article about, federal judge blocks Biden vaccine mandate. And this is like recent. 23 hours ago. Here we go. 23 hours ago. Judge blocks Biden vaccine mandate for federal contractors. So if it's blocked for these guys, why is it not blocked for federal... I mean, I don't know if... No. Why is it not blocked for military personnel? Alright, here we go. And I'm sorry, I'm going to read this and then we'll talk about this in a second. So the Navy SEALs are suing the Biden administration for straight up trying to mandate a vaccine, and now a federal judge is blocking the vaccine mandate for federal contractors. A federal judge on Tuesday blocked President Joe Biden's administration from enforcing a COVID-19 vax mandate for employees of federal contractors, the latest in a string of victories for Republican-led states pushing back against Mr. Biden's pandemic policies. U.S. District Court Judge Republican Stan Baker in Augusta, Georgia, issued a stay to bar enforcement of mandate nationwide. The order came in response to a lawsuit from several contractors in 7 states. But it applies across the U.S. because one of the parties challenging the order is the trade group Associated Builders and Contractors, Inc., whose members do business nationwide. Alright, I'm not going to read all that. But basically, here's in quotes right here. The court acknowledges the tragic toll that COVID-19 pandemic has wrought throughout the nation and the globe. However, even in times of crisis, this court must preserve the rule of law and ensure that all branches of government, act within the bounds of their constitutionally granted authorities. So, does the military branch... I know it's part of the... Well, we have judiciary, executive, and the other one. And the military's in... Okay, it says all branches of government, including must be in the military, probably in that branch. They have to act within their bounds of constitutionally granted authorities. So, when you sign up to be in the Marines, do you...
Right. Yeah, I'm a Zogbot.
Is it a constitutionally okay to force you to take vaccines, according to the Constitution?
I mean, I think it's against constitutional rights, but I mean, other people would argue that it's not. Because, like, you sign a contract to be a Zogbot, and it's like, I don't know, it's like a very thin line. but we should be getting religious exemption. That's like, but they're denying them.
So you signed up for a
And
religious
it's
exemption.
definitely against the Nuremberg Code, like for sure.
So you signed up for a religious exemption.
Yeah, so in boot camp, there's my family sent me like an article where it gives you like the steps to take the religious exemption, and I did all the steps. And the company commander said that my religious exemption reason was political, and that he was going to deny it.
And that's what they did to everybody.
Well, I was the only one that tried to get one because everyone else just cucked. So out of 300 kids in my company, I was the only kid that didn't get the vaccine.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
What's your favorite gun to shoot while you're a Marine?
The M16. I mean, we shot the 240. M240 Bravo is my favorite. That shit was fun as fuck.
Hey, you remember that picture you sent me of that gigantic ass gun?
Yeah, it's a 240.
apparatus?
Yeah, it's
Tell-
a 240.
Tell us about that.
The M240 machine gun. So it's a belt-fed weapon. It's just fully automatic. That's about it.
It's not about it. There's it was like 4 feet long.
Yeah, the barrel's pretty long.
I mean, Jesus God, that thing was crazy. What kind of ammo does that thing use?
7.62.
7.62. How accurate is it? Pretty good?
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
From how far?
It's just accurate fires like 1,800 meters. So
Oh, that's really fucking far.
yeah.
So let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. You're talking about how you're up in Camp Pendleton.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about Camp Pendleton. Where is that? What's it all about? How is it living out there? Where is it, first of all?
So it's in California. It's near San Diego.
Gotcha.
Yep. Over by San Clemente.
How big is it?
It's fucking huge. It's one of the biggest marine bases.
Is it by the ocean?
Yeah, it's by the ocean. So I'm on go which side? I think we're on the west side. So there's like the ocean is maybe like 10-15 minutes from my side of the base.
That's
but Camp Pendleton's
badass.
huge. It's home of the first meth division. So
Oh yeah, because all that shit was coming up from Mexico.
yep.
All right, so when did you get there?
I got here in November. So I've been here ever since. So I finished MCT, Marine Combat Training. It's where all the pogues go. And then there's LAR. Then there's recon training here. There's ITB. And I was in MCT because I'm not a grunt. So I did they fast track everything now. So it's like 4 weeks MCT. And then you get like basic grunt skills, but not all the stuff for like grunts. We did hikes, we did room clearing, which is Mount Town. We shot 240s, we did land nav, and then we do cultivating event for MCT is just like buddy rushing. And we did buddy rushing, and then we did like you build like foxholes and 2-person fighting holes, and then you like do like scenarios where fucking first platoon, second platoon, and third platoon all like face off against each other with the combat instructors. So you learn about like radios and how to talk on the radios, do like communications with each other and shit. It's pretty cool. Learn about camouflage and all those shit. I had a fun time. Yeah, I really wish I could stay in, but the whole mandate's like fucking us over.
You described a lot of different activities right there.
Yeah.
Can you describe some of those, like what they mean, like what you actually do for some of those? Like what the drill actually is?
Yeah, so buddy rushing is just like it's a fire team, and you just rush up and you close the enemy. So with close with the enemy and destroy. So you do like set, moving, move, and then one person will say set, another person will say moving, and then so you're just talking to each other to move up the line to with close the enemy, and you just do like 5 fire drills and movement, and then Mount Town is like you learn how to room clear. So you hike
room
up.
clear.
It's like a 20K hike, and then you go up some mountains, and you do some room clearing, and you go back down the mountain. They don't throw grenades anymore because there's a bunch of SI kids that tried to blow up a combat instructor one year, so they took out the grenades. But you do them in ITB, which is Infantry Training Battalion.
So for anyone who's here that's new, this is Doovz. He's a Marine. He's in Camp Pendleton. He's conflicted. The Biden vaccine mandate is trying to fuck up his shit. And even though he's been through Marine combat training, and he is at Camp Pendleton, they're still trying to cuck him, which is not cool. They nixed his religious exemption, and they tried to lie to him and tell him that it was a mandate, but then he found out it really wasn't. So I don't know what they're trying to do, but they're trying to give him a honorable discharge for MCV. What was it? MCV?
RTV.
RTV.
Refused to vax.
Yeah, refused to vax. So that's everyone who's just joining us. That's where we're at. We're just discussing right now some of the different training exercises that he's been through for the Marines, because I find it personally interesting. What about the foxholes? Were you talking about foxholes?
So we did it's a 2-man fighting hole and foxholes. So you just dig like little trenches and you put like sandbags in front of them, and it's like a fighting position. So,
yeah.
Most of the stuff we trained for was like China and Taiwan.
Yeah, because a lot of people are amping up for a Chinese war, World War III. As a matter of fact,
we're already in World War III. It's the vaccine.
So, what do you mean by that?
They're raging war on the American people with the vaccine. It's society split, unvaxxed and vaxxed, and you're like ostracized if you're not vaxxed.
Biological and political warfare. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, I can understand where you're coming from with this. Let me extrapolate. You're saying that the Chinese in their Wuhan lab, which people in the media love to describe as some willy-nilly fucking ramshackle lab in the woods made out of wood, but it's really a let me finish real quick. Really, it's like a really nice, super duper high tech lab where these guys are really fucking focused, and they release these like 100-page reports on shit, and people are trying to say that this shit accidentally leaked out of there because someone fucked a bat or some bullshit. I'm gonna call shenanigans on that. I'm calling shenanigans on that. Go ahead.
It's all Event 201. It's just Event 201.
Event 201. I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that like Executive Order 66?
Yeah, pretty much. So the John Hopkins Center and Bill and Melinda Gates, along with like a bunch of other people like Johnson & Johnson. So if you were to Google right now Event 201, you click the first link, it'll tell you like a pandemic exercise, and this was created in 2019, and it's literally just what we're living in. This is just the biggest psych op the world's ever seen.
This is the biggest psych op the world's ever seen, huh?
I don't believe in COVID. It's funny how no one got the flu this year. All they got was COVID. I don't believe in COVID.
I have to be transparent with you. I had COVID. Okay. What I had was, one night, I was sleeping and I woke up and I was fucked up, and I was super cold and I was like hands shaking and shit, and I walked into the bathroom and started hurling, and then I fucking got the night. Dude, let's just say I had the 2 worst weeks of my life. I went to the doctor and they tested me, they said I had COVID. And I realize that some people think COVID's not real, but I have to respectfully disagree because I think COVID is real. I had COVID and it was really bad, dude. And I lost like 15 to 20 pounds of just not being able to eat, only being able to drink water, sweating all day, only being able to sleep for an hour at a time, puking everywhere, filling up garbage cans with puke, just water. And it was so terrible because it was bad. But here's the thing, man. I think I know that COVID is real, and I believe that COVID being released was not just some fucking pure accident. I disagree that this was just accidentally released by the lab by someone who fucked a bat or whatever the fuck that they said.
I think it's a little weird that it all started after the Hong Kong protests.
I believe the Wuhan people know exactly what the fuck they're doing. I just saw a document from the Wuhan lab. It's like insanely detailed. These guys are not fucking around. They're not just like dicking around out there. They're like, this is like the most advanced, one of the most advanced biological research facilities, biological viral research facilities in the world, on the fucking planet of Earth. So, the point that I'm saying is, these guys are on some bullshit, and I don't like it at all. That's my point. But I'm still not getting vaxxed. Never gonna get vaxxed. Bro, do you know they want you to take a 4th booster now for Omicron?
Yeah, you're supposed to... Well, what's weird about Omicron is, you ever watch Futurama?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I think when they're just... I think they just used the Greek alphabet for, like, to create, like, the names for these things, because they couldn't use, like, new, so they couldn't say, like, the new variant, and they couldn't say the G variant, because, you know, China. So I think they just came up with Omicron, so...
Well,
I don't know.
I looked that up, and I looked that up, why they came up with Omicron, and I found out...
Yeah, moronic.
No.
Correct.
Well,
I'm
okay.
reading the chat.
You're reading the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, hold on a second. But here's what I read, though.
So
Go ahead.
if you take Delta and then you put Omicron under it, you rearrange the words, it makes media controlled.
Are you goddamn fucking kidding me?
Nope. Just like when you take Omicron and you move the words around, it makes moronic. Because you really would have to be a moron to believe all this shit. There's just going to be new variants and fucking... Yeah, it's an anagram. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Anagram, yes.
Yeah, it's just a joke. Like, there's just going to be new variants and more lockdowns and more vaccines for this and that. Like, this will never end. It was supposed to be, 2 weeks to flatten the curve, and now it's 2 years.
Well, I saw a post, a screenshot of somebody on some random, like, underground basket weaving forum. But this post said, congratulations, you've turned your body into a subscription service from the government. So every month you gotta pay by going and getting a new jab. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to have a new variant. Yeah. They're always going to have a new booster for you to take all the time. Forever. You know, until some people die and other people move into those super powerful positions and then figure out a new scam to fuck up the entire world.
Right.
Now look,
their whole agenda is supposed to end place in 2030. So, like with the World Economic Forum, they always talk about 2030.
What are you talking about?
The Great Reset.
You're talking about the Great Reset.
Yeah.
I was just going to bring that up. I was going to ask you. You're talking about the Great Reset.
Klaus Schwab. I hate Klaus Schwab so much.
That dude who looks like the guy from motherfucking Star Trek. He looks like he's on the fucking spaceship. He's on the Enterprise or whatever it's called, dude. It's insane in the membrane, that guy. And
it is.
for me, the worst part about it, other than the mass depopulation and the fact that they want to abolish my people, and the fact that and the fact that they want to like fuck up America, the great country. Other than those, like other than the major issues, the biggest minor issue that I'm worried about is the fact that they want to like basically abolish red meat or chicken or meat in general, and they want you to get protein from alternative sources. Like what?
It's Bill Gates' crazy ass.
They want you to eat bugs, man.
Eat the bugs, goy.
They want you to eat some bugs. And if you... And I'm telling you, in their little manifesto or whatever the fuck it is, it's like, red meat should be like a once-in-a-week type of treat for yourself. And you shouldn't eat it all the time. You should eat soybeans and fucking bugs. Or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. You're gonna live in pods and own nothing.
Yeah, you will live in a pod. You will be happy.
Yeah.
Here, let me show a picture of Klaus Schwab.
Have you seen what they're doing in Australia?
In Australia, I do know that I've heard that the Chinese are fucking around in Australia.
No, about like the unvaxxed and the vax camps. You seen that?
Oh, yeah, where they, this is Klaus Schwab, by the way. This is the leader of the Great Reset, who looks like he just came out of Mortal Kombat. But anyways.
He is one of they, by the way. Just saying.
Okay. Remember, we're on Twitch, man. We're not on YouTube until this is gonna go up on YouTube. Relaxo. Let me say something about this guy. Looks like he came out of Mortal Kombat. Crazy ass motherfucker. I mean, seriously, look at those. Look at that outfit. Look at that vest. He looks like he's cosplaying as Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Or motherfucking the other ninja who freezes people. Alright, what were you just saying? Sorry to interrupt you before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this is just the depopulation thing that like Bill Gates is like just focused on is insane. And the fact that they want to vaccinate kids now is just nuts.
I agree with you on this. The fact that they're trying to force vaccination on kids, especially in California where it's starting now, is absolutely insane. And I'm sure that the FDA, even though they're approving some of these vax, they originally didn't approve any of them except for the emergency use authorization, which meant that there's no way to treat this COVID. But there was these doctors that were saying, yeah, you have monoclonal antibodies, you have ivermectin, and I'm not trolling anybody here, but you have this, there's like 3 more things, I can't remember the name, that could treat this thing. And, but that's why the media, they're saying, the media is like poo-pooing all this shit, and they're denouncing it, saying, oh, it's horse, whatever bullshit. But the truth is, the reason why they're doing it is because that they're trying to make it plausible for the general public that there is no way to treat COVID other than this vaccine. That's why they can use the emergency use authorization. That's why all of these alternative medicines are not being prescribed by doctors. That's part of this fucking agenda, and it's all bullshit. The media's in on it. We know who runs the media. Hollywood's in on it. We know who runs Hollywood. Well, the fucking government's in on it. We know who the government is cucking to. So we all understand what's happening here. And the truth is, you all have to think for yourself. And use your brains out there, chat. Because goddamn, is it fucked up or what?
It is, man. The fact that, like, we're all living through this and, like, people still don't see it. Like, even with the mask thing, like, did you ever wear a mask?
I had to wear a mask for a while. Back when COVID was popping off.
I never wore a mask. Freaking, in boot camp, we'd wear a mask in the chow hall, or, like, even around, like, outside doing, like, drill. And I'd wear mine as a chin strap. And I always get yelled at. because it makes no sense. Like, you wear a mask and you sit down and then you take it off to eat. So, like, this COVID just, like, disappear when you sit down is, like, above you. It only happens when you stand up.
No, I know. The mask thing. I mean, people are saying masks don't work. I don't know who said that or not, but
I
nowadays,
think Dr. Fauci, their Lord and Savior, said that.
I think Dr. Fauci said that masks don't really work. But also, back in the day, you had politicians, right when COVID was popping off, going into their little meetings, and then they would go from the backstage to the front,
Mm-hmm.
and they would have their mask off the whole time, except for right when they went to the front. And then there would be politicians in the crowd who literally had their mask on, and then they went for a sneeze, or no, they went to cough, and they literally took their mask off and coughed,
Mm-hmm.
and then put their mask back on.
I call it the commie cuck muzzle.
There were politicians in New York that abolished people from meeting up in groups of whatever, 6 to 10 or whatever bullshit at all. And then they were caught having a dinner inside some house, and they got caught on video grouping up with no masks on inside with like more than that 6 to 10 amount of people, and everyone got so fucking pissed.
Yeah, they openly call us sheep and cattle, so why would they care? They can do whatever they want, but we're supposed to obey by the rules. If we don't, we get in trouble.
We'll never forget America is the greatest country, though, right?
It is. We're out of that.
And we have the great Constitution.
We do.
Which grants
I think
us
the
so
only thing
many
that's
great
saving
rights.
us is the Second Amendment.
So the Second Amendment. There are so many motherfuckers in America that do have a gun.
I think it was this Black Friday. People bought as many firearms to like arm the Marine Corps, which is amazing.
Wait, so the public civilians bought guns for the Marines?
No, they bought as many firearms that they could that you could arm the same amount of firearms that you could arm the Marines with.
Oh, holy
That's
shit.
the number. Yeah, it's awesome.
Amazing.
I think the whole I know there's a bunch of gun owners in the chat. I think the whole ammunition, how there's a shortage on ammunition. I feel like the government's buying that shit up. But
there shouldn't. There's a shortage on ammunition for civilians, and there's no laws that can be preventing
right.
the distribution of ammunition, right?
Yeah.
So it's strange that there's a shortage, because we should be able to have access to all the ammunition that we want.
We should be allowed to own tanks, in my opinion.
Yeah, tanks. Absolutely, you're right. Because we should be able to own weapons that straight up can counter the military.
Right.
Which, and the reason for that
goes back to the UN. I hate the UN.
Well, it goes back to the Constitution. They say we should have our weapons in order to rise up against a tyrannical government.
Mm-hmm.
And if the government...
It's tyranny, what we're living through.
Well, if the government is tyrannical, we need to have the same amount of weaponry to rise up and wait for it, water the tree of liberty.
Yeah. Yes.
Alright, so tell me more about when you started off in training camp. What was the first time... when you first got into the Marines, where's the first place that you went, and what did you start doing? What did they start having you do?
MCRD San Diego. So you get off the bus, you get yelled at by a drill instructor, you stand on the yellow footprints, you go through the hatch, and then you go into the contraband room, you get all your civilian shit stripped away, and then you get issued gear, And then so for during the pandemic, we had to do ROM, restriction of movement. So before you went to boot camp, you were quarantined for 2 weeks.
Because of
So
COVID.
yeah, because of the whole COVID hoax. And you got so the funny thing is when you go to the USO, when you get off the the plane, you go to the USO in California. It's at San Diego Airport. You have to get tested. So I was like, I wasn't trying to get tested, and they were like yelling at me that I was gonna get kicked out early, and they were just gonna send me back home. So I got tested, and it's funny because all the like corpsmen were in like these like weird hazmat suits with the face shields, and you leave the corner like when you hit the corner after you're done getting tested. The same people that were testing you don't have the face shields and the fucking hazmat suits on anymore. I sat there and I was like, what the fuck? Like this is a complete psych op. Like it's all for show. In those tests, those are I believe and I've read that they're pre-positive, pre-negative. So you could get like a faulty positive or a faulty negative because they're pre-positive, pre-negative. Which
Why do you think
I remember reading that anybody that has like COVID that in a hospital that died from COVID, those hospitals were getting $35,000. So
Okay, well,
like I remember reading like
I'm gonna agree with you on some points here, and somebody that I talked to on the internet told me that they read that they tested a drop of water, and it tested positive for COVID.
Mm.
And I don't know the truth of this. I've never seen the article. That's what I heard. But also, about the false positive, false negative thing, I heard that it could be true, could not be true. But also, dude, I got COVID and it was so fucking bad. It was not like the flu at all, man. It took me out. It took me out, man. It was bad. I think I'm telling you that it's fucking real. I'm saying maybe they're exaggerating it. Oh yeah, about the COVID deaths in the hospitals. People will die in a car accident, get tested positive for COVID, and then they'll count that as a COVID death. People will have a heart attack, but they'll be tested positive for COVID, and then they'll count that as a COVID death. There's so many different... People will overdose on fucking fentanyl, be tested positive for
COVID.
And that's a COVID death. So they're like maximizing the amount of COVID deaths, and I agree with you on that point. But yeah, man, the shit is fucked up. I blame the Chinese people that released COVID into the world. That's who I blame. Not all the Chinese people, but I definitely blame the Chinese who fucking released COVID into the world and fucked me up for 2 weeks. And it was bullshit, and I fucking hated it. And it was, it was bad, and yeah, that's it. I hated it. Terrible.
Sucks. Yeah, I never got sick during this. Like, you get at boot camp with everyone, like, so close quarters in a squad bay, you get like recruit cough is what they call it. So you get like this like nasty cough, but they never tested us once we were at boot camp for COVID, which was really weird. But like, we always had to wear a mask and stuff. And usually after like the first couple weeks, they let you take the mask off. But since they're also calmy about it, they didn't let us take them off. But I never really wore mine. I wore mine under my chin sometimes.
All right. What is that? Your buddies in the background or what?
Yeah, some dude's coming over for fire watch. He's just being a dick.
What are you doing right now?
I'm in my rack. I'm sitting in the back.
All right. Cool. Well, yo, we got like 15 more minutes. So let's really make it count. I was going to ask you about... Go ahead.
I think the worst thing about it was when I was denying the vaccine at boot camp, they would have me go down to the company commander's office after I'd do my Superman hours of Firewatch, and I'd be like really sleep deprived. And they'd sit there and they just interrogate me about like what I knew about the vaccine and why I wasn't taking it and why I think I should get religious exemption. And they had me talk to the first lieutenant, and the first lieutenant, I guess, was like, she like studied science in college or whatever, and I knew as much as she did without a degree, and they didn't like that very much. So like I was questioning her about the mRNA and what she knew about mRNA and like the spike proteins, and they were getting really pissed off because, you know, how some kid that didn't go to college know as much as someone with a piece of paper that says they're smart.
And so, what did you just had to deal with that, huh?
Yeah, just suck it up.
And where was
It's
that
kind
at?
of bullshit. MCRD.
Okay. And that was the... So I know that you went to a place originally, then you went to a second place, and now you're at Camp Pendleton.
Yep, that's correct.
So where was MCRD, the first or second place?
So MCRD is just south of Camp Pendleton. So it's Marine Corps Recruit Depot.
Oh. And how long did you have to spend out there?
So boot camp was 4 months, I believe. Yeah, 4 months.
Holy shit.
Yep.
And they tell you all about aiming and shooting, right?
Yeah, so when you go right before the Crucible, you do range week, and then you do field week, range week, and then you do the Crucible.
Alright, so for the people at home, tell them about the Crucible.
A lot of walking. A lot of hikes.
What's
a lot of
what's the goal of the Crucible?
Become a Marine. So you have to hike the Reaper. So unlike Parris Island, it's like a flat ground Parris Island, and then Hollywood Marines hike hills. So that's the only thing that we just talk shit about, the Parris Island Marines.
God damn.
But they have a lot of water. They deal with like jungle foot and shit, which is way worse than, getting blisters.
Damn. Alright, so tell me about where you shot the, what was it? M14?
M16A4 service rifle.
Yeah, the
M16A4
4 foot
service
long.
rifle.
Yes, that one.
Oh, the 240?
Yes, the 240. Tell me about when you had that one.
So the 240, you learn about like the fundamentals of the 240 and shooting the 240 at MCT. You don't learn about that at boot camp. So it's only for Marine combat training.
Yep.
And I designated myself to be a machine gunner for the entire MCT. So I carried the 240 on hikes, and I carried it for up the Trail of Tears, and you go up the Microwave, and then you go up Mount Motherfucker, and you go up Recon Ridge a little bit. You go to the Alpha Shelf for the field week for MCT. You spend 2 weeks in the field, and then you come back down, and then you do another week in the field, and then you come back down, and then you go back up for the trainings, for like the culminating event. And then sometime in between there, you go up to range, you go to Camp Day to stay in the hooches, which is like, those soup can looking things. And you learn buddy rushing and live fire drills.
Mm-hmm. That's so much hiking and walking up and down fucking mountains or hills.
Yeah.
With that gigantic
fuck those hills.
weapon.
That's correct. Yeah, Sim knows. Fuck those hills, man.
Alright, how can I type this into Google Images in order to get a picture of that weapon that you were firing, or that you had in that picture?
Just type in the M240 Bravo.
Yeah, but you had like a gigantic fucking thing sticking off the front.
Oh, the bipod? That's on the 240.
No, not the bipod, man. You sent me a picture of a gigantic gun that was like 4 feet long. Hold on a second. Hold the phone.
Oh.
I'm gonna... Okay, yeah, this one right here. I don't want to show it. I'm not going to show it on stream, but I'm going to reply to you in chat. I'm going to reply on Discord, and you can check it out. You can see the one I'm talking about. What gun is that?
That's the M240.
So that's this gun with... What's on it? What's attached to it? It's Crazy Town.
So there's the lower, and then there's the barrel is just that long piece. So it's a pretty big weapon.
Bro, it goes all the way to the ceiling. It goes all the way to the top of the screen.
Yeah, when the way you're holding it, the way I was holding it, yeah. That's just the angle the photo was taken.
Well, that shit is fucking sweet, man.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to shoot. So they do, you can do talking guns, which is when 1-2-40 shoots, and then you yell, "Die, motherfucker, die!" And then the gun next to you shoots, so A gunner and B gunner, and you do like talking guns. It sounds really cool when it happens. It's fucking sick.
That is very, very cool. Hey, we just got a fucking dono.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Chunga Jansen in the chat with the 500 big dick biddies. Let's go! Thank you so much, Jansen. Alright. Hell yeah. Well, hey man, is there anything else about... This is your time on SHIZBang Podcast. This is your platform right now to shine. Is there anything else that you want to tell the people? Tell the world?
Fuck Jannies, let's go Brandon, and fuck the vaccine.
Very good. Now, before we end this, we're going to have everyone in chat grab all of your fruity drinks, grab your beers, grab your cocktails, grab your brandies and your whiskey and your vodka. Get your water, your soda, and your Faygo. What are you going to get?
Water. No beer tonight.
No beer tonight for him, but nope. He's getting his water. Grab your teas, grab your blunts and your bongs and your pipes. Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Drink! Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, motherfucker.
Doovz, next time you want to talk, let me know.
Oh yeah, dude. Should have probably more updates on this shit. I mean, a lot of it they just lie to us. So, but
if you have some more updates,
be updated in Discord.
Yeah, let me know, and thanks for coming on tonight. And I'm gonna be uploading this to YouTube. I'll send you the link. And for all the people watching live on Twitch, we'll be uploading this to our YouTube channel as well. Just go ahead to YouTube and type in SHIZBang. Be easy to find.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I follow you on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. So, hey, thanks, man. Thanks for this opportunity.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Talk to you later, buddy.
Rah.
Goodbye. All right. How cool is that, huh?